What's going on, Cancer? And welcome to the Chariot Friends. Justin here, and I hope you're feeling phenomenal today. So, for those of you who are returning, welcome back, Soul Tribe. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, and shares. I know Cancer is dark out. I normally don't record this. Like my schedule's got me all over the place, but it's fine. And as I was telling Leo, it's different, but I kind of dig it. But where was I at? Oh, yeah, I appreciate. So see what happens when I go off script, Cancer. I appreciate your subscriptions, your likes, your shares. Your support really is just the greatest, Cancer, and it keeps us growing. And for those of you who are new, welcome. I'm happy Higher Self has brought you here. We're in for an amazing journey. Now, the purpose of this channel, for those of you who have Cancer in your placement, Sun, Moon, Rising, wherever, Cancer, this one's for you. And I do tarot cards based on our ruler here, the Go Moon. And I'll talk about, did I point at her? I'll talk about whatever, Cancer. I'll talk about what sign she's in, what phase she's in, when she's going void, of course, just all those lunar shenanigans. And Justin shenanigans are just shenanigans all over the place, Cancer. And just so y'all aware, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one, so take what resonates with you, leave the rest with me. Never force a reading on a situation, and everything will be dope, Cancer. Now, I'll say, oh, did I plug my mic in? Yes, we're good, Cancer. Let's jump into it. It's like the second time that this happened, Cancer. I'm going to get with it eventually. In Cancer, your space has been cleansed. Crystals, feeling lovely. Just great energy all around here, Cancer. And Cancer, happy Moon Day. It's Monday. I hope you had a great weekend. Hope you're feeling refreshed, ready to tackle the day. And if not, Cancer, this is a perfect day for you to go void, of course, because the moon is. You like that segue? Now, the moon is going to go void, of course, at about 2:25 in the a.m., and that'll be Eastern time. And then she'll be moving from Leo into Virgo at about 2:38 in the afternoon. So we're looking at about a 12-hour, 13-minute void of course time there, Cancer. And with the void of course is a great energy for just doing some meditating, recharging your batteries, cleansing the energies of those around you that you may have picked up on your commute, at your job, around your family, whatever that's looking. Oh, look at this, Cancer. I'm with that. Oh, we'll talk about that in a second. That's a way to start off a Monday. But yeah, just to kind of get back to center there, Cancer, and kind of just to kind of just really good cleansing energy, and just do some deep breathing, maybe like some incense, maybe take yourself oh, who knows, Cancer, maybe even like an Epsom bath, or maybe throw some essential oils. Treat yourself, Cancer. Have just a whole Queen of Cups day. And also, Cancer, you may notice that your plans may be subject to unexpected changes during this time. Also, that people may be less likely to make decisions. So, definitely an energy to watch out for, Cancer. And like I said, I've used the void course, but I wish you could take the void course time as like a method of a holiday. That actually would be lovely there, Cancer. But and then Cancer, with the moon being primarily in Leo, since Leo has a little more than half today, we'll give the moon to Leo. And why not Leo? Or why not Leo? Why not Cancer? Because this moon is a very fun placement for the moon to be. The moon in Leo brings about this, almost brings about that inner child out of you, Cancer. This is a great energy for just going out and doing some fun things. Maybe you going to a park, or maybe going to like I don't know, just somewhere where that brings you just a lot of joy. And if you happen to have little ones there, Cancer, that could be great energy for. Or maybe if you have like young nieces and nephews or godchildren, whatever that's looking like. Great energy for just like getting down, playing some Legos, or playing, I don't know, whatever the kids are playing nowadays, Cancer. But also, this is a very creative placement for the moon. Leo's probably, I'd say honestly, they're the most creative sign of the zodiac. I guess, because one, they're associated with the fifth house, which is a house of creativity. But this is a great energy for self-expression, Cancer, creativity, being, really just allowing that. And I feel like coupling that with because we're a very creative sign too, Cancer, to be able to feel the emotions the way that we do, and feel them so often, and be able to express them so. I thought I had a real fancy word for that, but yes. And I feel like that you can really tap into, and that really too helps you, Cancer, get into that like intuitive space, channeling to source and all of that. So great energy for that. And even Cancer, This is a great energy for romance because in love affairs and well, not that it's love affairs, Cancer, but just like it's a very loving. Leo rules the heart, but the fifth house as well deals with that romance. Love, it does deal with love affairs and those types of things. So go out there, Cancer, maybe go flirt a little bit or something like that. Maybe feeling a little bold there, Cancer, but. Alright, I think that's all I got there, Cancer. And then, last little bit. Oh, no, I don't. Just kidding, because we got to talk about what phase she's in. And she's in the last quarter phase here, Cancer. And this is a great energy for kind of getting out any sort of old or just like habits that have been kind of lowering our vibration in a sense and kind of getting eyes on that stuff. Great cleansing energy as well. And a really great energy for forgiveness, too, because sometimes when we get towards the end and maybe we've kind of gotten off track of things and, just allowing yourself to the fact that you even took the time to try to, raise your vibration, and better yourself, Cancer. You want to be kind to yourself during this energy, but great energy for letting go, reflection, kind of taking responsibility too for in what ways did things kind of get off track there, and finding what ways we need to or what ways we can to fix stuff. And even a good energy too for cleansing out any sort of like emotional or physical clutter as well there, Cancer. And then last little bit, these readings that I do, they're not gender specific readings, so apply these energies to people as they make sense for your situations. And then the decks that I'm working with, I've included links to them down in the description box below, so definitely check that out if you're interested. But also down below some links for some other readers that I like watching, Cancer, so definitely check them out. Very intuitive group. I think you enjoy them. I want to say one of them, actually, she does have her moon in Leo, so super fun energy, Cancer. Let's go ahead and get into that general energy of the day, because I like this, Cancer. So you got the Death and Rebirth card here. And with this card, this is a card of transformation, new self or cycle, and I love that, and release resistance. And Cancer, if you didn't guess, this definitely gives me like, the Death card in this deck, or even like the Judgment card, which is associated with at least according to this card, associated with the Judgment card, which is also about that rebirth type of very Scorpion. Scorpion, which is Scorpio energy that's coming through here, Cancer. And I do feel like, while we're in, not even just in this Scorpio cycle, but just in general, Cancer, I feel like when we start to think about like when we think about death and things, not even just like, just like death in like, someone like leaving, but even just like the ends of things, we can always focus on how bummed, like, how it has this negative connotation, but things need to die in order for things to be reborn again. And the phoenix, I feel like, is a great example of that. It's like it turns into ashes, and then a new phoenix rises out, with more wisdom, with more understanding. And that's what these lunar cycles are about. Each lunar cycle, that when we get towards that waxing crescent, that's even a death, because we're getting ready to be reborn into a whole new cycle, getting ready to grow into something new, and come into, granted, you on a base level is this, like, for the most part the same, but there is something new that is happening in this. Because I mean, Cancer, if we didn't have these cycles, can you imagine being the same as you were when you were a child? Or even like in like high school or something like that, it'd be a hot mess there, Cancer. And I do feel that if you've been maybe struggling with something that you've been needing to release, whether this be an old habit, or maybe maybe we've been stuck in a relationship that hasn't been conducive to our growth, or any sort of things that you've been just kind of really struggling to let go. It's like analyzing that, and why are we holding so much on to that? Is this a thing of, are we afraid of letting stuff go, as if supposed to like going into the unknown, like what is that? And I feel like when we explore those energies a lot more, it lets that release and that transformation that happen a lot more just easier, Cancer. Because change can be difficult, but I feel like it's not something that should be feared or anything along those lines. But let's get some tarot on this, Cancer, get some details. Yeah. Okay, we got a lot here, Cancer. Oh, we got a whole lot here. Hold up. Oh, interesting, Cancer. Oh, and I like that, Cancer. 2, Yeah, we got like quite a bit here, Cancer. Let me get it together. So we have the Star, the Six of Wands, the Seven of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and the Hierophant upright. And then we have the King of Swords, the Tower, which I like that along here, and then the Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Now, and I like this too. Let's talk about this transition here because I like talking about going from the Tower to the Star. Because I do feel like Cancer, this energy, when the stars, or excuse me, when the Tower's in reverse, this is a great energy for you. Usually, when the Tower's upright, it's like, this is things happening to you. And, like life kind of like higher self kind of like forcing you into like a transformation in a sense, putting you in like a tricky situation that you don't particularly care for in order to make that change. Because sometimes I feel like too, we doubt our own strength there, Cancer. And when the Tower's in reverse, this is like us taking that initiative towards change and towards the future, because after the Tower is the Star. And it's just like it's really you, I feel like, unlocking your potential and and healing some old wounds from the from the previous cycle. And and even getting, and I like this, the Star to the Ten of Cups here, because the Ten of Cups can be like your wish fulfillment there, Cancer. And in order to get to that, things need to change. And sometimes I feel that when we hold on to, or when we find ourselves repeating in a cycle there, Cancer, and the things tend to happen, it's just like those, it's not life trying to keep you down. It's just like there's something that we're missing, a certain level of certain lesson that we haven't quite learned from, or just like a wisdom that hasn't been taken away yet, or that just hasn't been learned yet. Because I feel that when it's even like with the Seven of Cups, it's like I feel when we don't take this, or when we fight the transformation, it even limits our options in a sense. And I feel with the Hierophant being here, it's like life is trying to be your teacher, and it's trying to get us to this level of acceptance that all things do come to an end, but also it's just, and but that's just not it though, and it's like there is this new beginning. There's this energy of really it's something that I feel like is needing to be celebrated. Because I'm even thinking there are some cultures that even like death is not like just this. Yes, we're sad to see, for example, someone go, but it's not just the fact that someone is lost. It's a celebration of life. It's that celebrating the life that they've lived, the things that they've learned, and then the things that you learned as well, to even kind of cherish this moment a lot more and make it more of a point to invest in yourself, Cancer. And I feel with the Seven of Pentacles here too, if we're noticing things that we are putting our energies into that aren't getting us to this higher vibration, that's not getting our wish fulfillment, that's limiting our options and things, and not helping us achieve this placement, then yeah, it just makes this journey a lot harder. And it's not to say that you won't ever get your abundance or anything like that, but it's just like, it's more than just like being just stuck in tower moments all the time. You do have the power to embrace this change, because this change, this cycle it's inevitable. Change is always going to happen. So you might as well enjoy the ride there, Cancer. Whew, yeah, that was a lot of energy coming through, Cancer. Yeah, I hope that made sense. I think that. Let's get some more on this. Because I mean, even just thinking too, Cancer, just, well, hold on. Now I got some more thoughts. But, because even like you're just kind of thinking with the Ten of Cups, this can be, I'm just getting like that energy of family. And it's just, even sometimes, I feel when we're going through the changes, like it's not to say that there aren't tough changes that do happen, Cancer. There are some, how do I want to put this? There's some situations that it's just like we may not understand it in that moment why it happened, like tougher situations, but it's like it's one of those things where there's going to be a situation where it's like that hindsight is like 2020 type of thing where you may have lost something, a void has been, and I feel even like going with that, it's just like even changing that mentality. It's not that you've lost something, it's that you're getting ready to gain something new. I feel like even that can even kind of switch. And I like that, Cancer. That can even kind of switch things up a little bit, how we're kind of approaching this life. And hmm yeah, because it was giving me like a some, but like a not fair energy was kind of coming through here. And I'm always telling too, Cancer. I'm always talking with Scorpio about, because Scorpio energy is a tough one to deal with. It's it's one of those things where you can take these experiences of change, even the kind of tougher ones that you go through, and you can even pass that along. And this is one of my favorite things to keep in mind. You can pass that wisdom along to others, and it can even, in a sense, even kind of help you heal in the process there, Cancer. You can, it's like, it's one thing when it's happening to you, it's kind of hard to see that lesson, but then when someone similar is going through something and then you hear what they're going through, you're kind of reflecting on how you've gotten through it, just kind of helps bring these things to a new light there. So it's a little something actually that kind of came through there, Cancer. But let's get some more on this. Hmm. Alright, Cancer, let's see what else is going on here. Interesting, Cancer. Alright, so you have the Ace of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. And then you have the Three of Wands, the Seven of Wands, and then the Eight of Pentacles upright. And, Cancer, this energy here with this Ace of Wands is giving me, if we, the more that you resist this energy, the more that it creates this unstable foundation, and it's just gonna feel. I feel like it's just gonna keep feeling kind of like things are getting rockier and rockier until we make a shift. When you find yourselves in situations where things kind of feel like it's like the same old stuff happening, or it's just like, and like why. I almost feel like with the Seven of Wands here, it's almost like this kind of like like almost like critiquing like the universe or life or higher self, in a sense of just like, well, why does this keep happening? Why do you keep putting me in these situations here? Why does things, or why can't I seem to get my abundance or like my wish fulfillment? Or, and those are great questions to ask, but I feel like it's not asking outside of yourself in a sense, and not necessarily in like a blame sort of sense. It's just like it's more so looking within as to why is it that the same old stuff's happening, and you, because it's interesting, Cancer, because I feel like it's something where it's like the answers can be right in your face, but we've gotten into such a routine of it, that of like if you've been like kind of resisting this change, for example, that it's kind of it gets ingrained, and it gets harder and harder to see, and until something really kind of bam just kind of comes out of left field. They're like a real kind of like tower kind of epiphany kind of happens here. And that's something too that's coming through with the tower, is that it's giving me like with this King of Swords here. It's just like that. Maybe for some, it's like the answer is right there, but it's like the lightning has struck, but we're still. You know how when you go to look for something, Cancer, and it's like literally right in front of your face, but for some reason it's like it's blends in with like the background for a moment. That's what this energy is kind of giving me, maybe for some. And I feel with the Three of Wands is one of those things where it can be a long path, or it can feel like this sort of like it's like some, or I feel like sometimes it's like we can question whether we're on the right path or not. But I feel like with the Three of Wands, it's one of those. Yeah, it can be hard sometimes, but if we keep that energy going, and even with the Ace of Wands, it's just like you might be kind of losing steam a little bit, but I feel like this change can only bring this growth, but hmm. Let me get a little bit more on this Three of Wands, Cancer, before I move on. And I even feel too, Cancer, with the Seven of Wands, that something that can keep you stuck, or maybe kind of get you where you're doubting your path in a sense with the Seven of Wands is more is that maybe for some others, you're like, or like we have like others kind of saying like, oh, Cancer, like what happened, you've changed, like it isn't that interesting sometimes when you start to work on yourself and you start putting in this growth, and then there's this doubt of like, oh, well, Cancer, you're so different, what happened? And it's just like, I got better. Like I'm feeling in a good vibration. It's like, is that okay? And that's something I feel like to keep in mind of too, their Cancer. But all right, so the Three of Wands is clarified by the Five of Cups in reverse. And yeah, this is it's giving me for some like there may be periods of time where we feel a little disappointed in where things have gotten in that moment, but again, it all makes I feel like again that hindsight is 2020 that comes in for the last like it's I feel like it's especially when you're doing things again that are raising your vibration, or that is going to get you to that higher good, get you on a more stable footing. It's going to be worth it in the long run, Cancer. It may not always feel the greatest, but it's all kind of written in the stars there. It's all in divine timing. It's keeping that. I feel like with that star card too, it's giving me this energy of faith and hope, and even with the Hierophant, because this could be this could be a card of tradition, and it's just like, even like embracing the tradition of this death and rebirth. But all right, Cancer, I think I'm gonna leave that there. But let's get some advice from the Sun. Interesting. I was getting a little Six of Cups earlier. Let's see what's going on here, Cancer. All right, Cancer. Last little bit here. You have the Six of Cups, the Page of Pentacles, and the Four of Pentacles upright, and then you got the Eight of Swords in reverse. And then I'll switch back over here, Cancer. Because with this energy, I do feel that we do, especially with us, Cancer, because we are a sign of, we're rooted in the past. We're associated with the fourth house, that deals with ancestry, so we're more rooted in the past compared to other signs. But the fun the and this is something that is I found a little interesting about the fourth house, is that the fourth house is a house of endings as well there, Cancer. And And especially if you have planets in the fourth house, it can kind of, which I have an interesting one in the fourth house, but it can indicate like even how things are, you know, how your last kind of like last days with this vessel could be, or how like later in life will be. And I feel like it's one where it's not meant to be dwelled upon in a sense, as far as like the just thinking about the endings. It's what am I going to start up with the time that I have allotted in this go round of this journey here, and not being, I feel like, not so locked up with the Four of Pentacles here, and making the most of this, kind of getting out of our head with the Eight of Swords here, not feeling caged by this the endings, but invigorated by it. And because this is an opportunity to make, you know, Six of Cups can be like, it feels like a card of memories, and it's just like, you know, making as many memories as possible. So, and you know, trying to appreciate this journey for all the things that it has to offer. So I like that, Cancer. I think I'm gonna leave that there. So if anything resonated with you, if you like that, Cancer, give it a thumbs up. And share this, Cancer, because I do feel like this is something that we all think about, you know, like transformations, you know, like what you're going to look like in your new self or during this next cycle, and, you know, and just paying attention to the things and just like releasing that energy to the universe and embracing that change. It can really, I feel like, just make you, this journey feel a lot lighter. You know, that was one of my biggest things, like when I was kind of going through my little spiel through, or little spiel, little rough patch in my 20s. It was yeah, a lot of just kind of focusing on the ending and just kind of dreading that as opposed to appreciating the present. So it totally changed the mindset. It does make things feel a lot lighter, Cancer. And then if you haven't already, there, you hit that bell button, subscribe if you haven't, and hit that bell button, get notified when I release videos each day. And then last little bit, if you got any, oh, well, of course you got Cancer placement, but check for your readings, Cancer, check your, oh, my candle just, look at that. My candle just went out, little ending there, but now we're going to start a whole brand new one. Bam! Beginning there, Cancer. I love that little symbolism there. But if you check for your readings, Cancer, if you have, check your sun, your moon, your rising, and your Venus sign. But check your chart there, Cancer. You know how I feel about that. Find out if you got any stuff in the fourth house. I have Pluto in the fourth house. I'm still deciding how I feel about that. I mean, there's nothing I can do about it, but I mean, in the sense of like moving the placement, but I'm making peace with that. It's an interesting one for Pluto to be. And then come on over to my other channel, Alchemist 8. I do videos. I do weekly videos. I'm actually about to start the monthly ones next week on. Start them on Sunday, Cancer. So get pumped. And yeah, all the housekeeping is down in the description box below. But let me get your surprise cards here. Ooh, so I can get you out of here, Cancer. That was aggressive. Here's Capricorn. You got the devil here, Cancer. And I feel like this is, you know, the devil is the things that get in our way, you know, that holds us back, that we give, those things that we give power to, that keep us from making a move, from embracing transformation and jumping into that new cycle, that new self, that change. And so sit with that energy, Cancer. You know, do we have any fears or whatever that's looking like that may keep us from moving on to that next step? And you know, the devil's not meant to keep you down. It's meant to help you. Oh, well, where'd your tower go? See, like I was saying, Cancer could be right in front of your face, but in a moment, it'll blend in. But here's the tower, Cancer. It's meant for you to tackle things head on there and embrace this change. But let me get your oracle card here, so I can get you out of here. Get you evolving. Get ready to transform, ascend. Oh, don't throw things, Cancer. Alright, Cancer. So you have the Mugwort card here, which is a card of psychic healing. And this is ruled by the Moon and Neptune. And You know, Cancer, I do feel that because that's what happens when we transform. That is a sense. Because even I like how you got all this healing energy with both the psychic healing, and the star card here, which again is a card of healing. And I feel the more that we embrace this change here, Cancer, the more healing that's done, the more that is unlocked within you, and you just continue to grow and evolve and just get stronger here. And then, then like when devil situations come around here, we can face them with a little more confidence, and then eventually a lot more confidence. It may start out as a little bit, but then it just builds and builds and builds. And then there you go, gaining that, where'd the king go? You start gaining that wisdom there, Cancer. Because even like the Hierophant, that's divine wisdom, and I like that, Cancer. I think I'm gonna leave that there. So, little something to think about. What ways can you change there? But stay safe out there, Cancer. All this transformation, this rebirth. It's beautiful, overall, Cancer. And I feel like the more that you get in that routine of embracing that and just celebrating life, the more easy just like it makes this whole journey. And keep eyes on the moon there, Cancer, while we still can. She's still in the last quarter phase there. You can still see her for a little bit before you catch her smiling, before she pieces out into the new moon cycle. But and think about this, Cancer. We're in the reflective ends of the lunar cycle. So, great time for thinking about what ways, that you're getting ready to be reborn. And I will catch you on the next one tomorrow.